All right, everybody, what's up? I.O.B.A. I'm TC. So check it out. Joe Biden just jumped in the presidential race officially. I mean, he was always in the shit, but he just made it official yesterday. Joe Biden. Now, a lot of motherfuckers already know him from being, Obama's vice president. But Joe Biden's a low motherfucker, Jack. Don't let, in the words of Richard Pryor, Joe Biden's a low motherfucker. Don't let nobody bullshit you into thinking that Joe Biden is anything but a racist piece of shit. And a war hawk. Right? And a white supremacist. I mean, I did a little digging, a little something, I ain't spent a whole lot of time on it because I already know this motherfucker. He is one of the motherfuckers that came up with that Clinton crime bill. He was one of the authors of that shit back in '94. That put a lot of brothers in jail. And a lot of them brothers are still in jail behind his bullshit. He has a reputation for being, all touchy-feeling with women, too. You know what I mean? He like to run his hands all over people and shit and say it's all about affection and all about, him trying to connect with people. He's trying to connect all right. But Joe Biden is I guess, I'd say 20 or 30 years ago, he'd have been straight up Republican. But now he's trying to come off like he's a goddamn Democrat. Well, he's not. He's not. He's a war hawk. He voted for that illegal ass Iraq war that we still fucking around in. He gonna get us in another war just as soon as he can. I mean, he's just like the people I talked about yesterday. He all about big military and regime change and the whole rest of it. He tried to apologize for some of the nasty shit he did in the past, but as far as I'm concerned, those apologies that these people issue, they could take them apologies and stick them up their fucking ass, because they really do one thing, and then when they get the backlash, they come out and say I'm sorry, but the damage is already done. You feel me? So that's where I'm at with Joe Biden. They saying he the front runner. I don't know. They saying he the front runner, but I don't know. And I haven't heard anybody hit him with the question of reparations and how he feels about ADOS. But in my view, you ain't gotta ask him that shit. That crime bill said it all. How he feels about ADOS. So, and and he was one of these big advocates for school busing and what else? He wanted to deregulate the banks, make it harder for you to file bankruptcy for your student loans. All kinds of bad legislation this dude was behind. And that just says who he really is. So now he wants to be president. Now, keep in mind, he ran twice before. He ran in '88 and he ran again in 2008. And he bombed out both times. I am from the camp that says Joe Biden should sit his ass down somewhere and retire. I mean, he been a senator forever. I said this before. He been a senator forever. He been vice president. That's about all that motherfucker got. He blew his wad right there. That's all he got. And he undercover fucking racist. I mean, it's like Jason Black said. I like my motherfucking racism straight with no chaser. Donald Trump, he a racist. He don't like black people. But, as it's been said before, don't nobody like black people. And Joe Biden especially don't like black people. When you get a chance, go back and check out some of the old speeches that motherfucker used to make when he was trying to get that crime bill passed. Go back and listen to some of that shit. And you'll see, And he using code and he using buzzwords, and he's not saying, coming right out and saying, you know, black people and niggas, but he might as well. You feel me? So that's where Joe Biden is at. That's the type of motherfucker he is. And he wants to be president. You might as well keep goddamn Donald Trump. You might as well keep Donald goddamn Trump. Don't get your, you know, get all dewy-eyed and shit because he used to be vice president to Barack Obama. Because Barack Obama didn't like black people either. Trust and believe, Barack Obama didn't like niggas either. Barack Obama didn't start fucking black women until he got with Michelle. But that's another story. We ain't talking about him. He done did his damage, and he out on the lecture circuit doing more damage. And now Joe Biden is trying to come into his footsteps. The only reason why they pushing Joe Biden to run is because they don't want Bernie Sanders to win. Or they trying to counter Bernie Sanders. And Bernie Sanders ain't no prize either, because I said before, Bernie Sanders is against reparations. I asked Bernie Sanders about reparations and cash payouts. He said no. But it's okay for cash payouts to go to his people. But our people, no. Just no. Fuck y'all, no. We're going to do this, and this. And it should help y'all disproportionately. But cash payments for just y'all, no. That's Bernie Sanders. So fuck him too. And then you got another guy that seem to be doing pretty good right now. I mean, because there's 20 Democrats running for the nomination. But what's his name? Pete Buttigieg. Everybody be fucking up the nigga name. Pete Buttigieg. I call that motherfucker Peter Judge. But anyway, he ain't nothing but a straight up goddamn conservative. A gay conservative. That's all he is. You know what I mean? He out the closet. But he in the closet with his conservatism. But when you listen to that motherfucker talk, he sound like some old cracker from the right. You know what I mean? That's all he is. You know. I don't know. I don't see him going too far. I don't know how well he's going to do. But he wouldn't never get my fucking vote. Ever. And it ain't got nothing to do with him, you know, being gay. It ain't got shit to do with that. I don't give a fuck about a motherfucker being gay. I give a fuck about a motherfucker's agenda. That's what I really care about. That's all I've ever cared about. But he just a straight up goddamn conservative, you know. And he should put to rest this argument that some black people have about whether somebody puts their sexuality ahead of their race. He puts his race ahead of his sexuality. And that's how it is. There's a lot of racist fucking gay people out there in positions of power. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that shit going on. So Pete Buttigieg, or Peter Judge, is no different. Who else? Oh yeah, and I heard something that heard a motherfucker say Kamala Harris is trying to, you know, they envision a primary between Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders. I mean, you know, when it's all said and done and when the dust clears, it's going to come down to Kamala Harris and Bernie Sanders. If that's the case, man, if we get down to that, some shit like that, I'm gonna have to abstain again. I'm gonna have to just write in somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna have to write in a motherfucking candidate. I'll write in Jason Black, or I'll write in Professor Black True, because I really can't vote for either one of them motherfuckers. Just like I couldn't vote for Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, I can't vote for, in good conscience, for them two. If Tulsi Gabbard would just, which ain't gonna happen, but if she would get on board with reparations for black people and the black agenda, she could possibly go a long way towards getting my vote. She could go a long way towards getting my vote. A long way towards getting it. But whether or not she would get it, I don't know. I'd have to listen to some more of her platform. But that would go a long way towards that. Elizabeth Warren, that would go a long way towards that. I ain't committed to nobody. You understand what I'm saying? But if they would get on board with that black agenda, blackagenda101.com, go check it out. That's Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore's website where they have that black agenda up there in black and white for motherfuckers who stupid as fuck and think we don't really have an agenda. Go check the agenda out. If those individuals could get behind that agenda, right, then that would go a long way towards securing votes from a person like me. I hope I made myself clear with that statement. Now, who else is out there? What's that? Nobody else is out there. Not really. Ain't nobody else out there. Beto O'Rourke, fuck that dude. He's a nobody. He ain't going no motherfucking way. And that's about it. I mean, there's 10 or 15 other people, but whatever. When the laundry gets shook out and all of the motherfucking fleas fly off, it may come down to Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and Bernie Sanders. And with Tulsi Gabbard on the outside. I mean, you know, you got Gillibrand out there, and you got a couple of other ones. You got Beto O'Rourke and all of them. Like I said, them people, they're going to fall by the wayside, I believe. We'll see what happens. But ain't none of them motherfuckers, except Tulsi Gabbard, talking anti-war. And me, I'm going to tell you right now, before I'm anti-war. I'm telling you, I am anti-war. Matter of fact, let me clear something up because, you know, motherfuckers are starting to, you know, hit me with subscriptions, you know, subscribe to my channel a little bit. Not that many, because I don't ask for subscriptions. I let motherfuckers subscribe if they want to and don't if they don't want to. But I'm telling you right now, I'm anti-war. I don't like war. I don't like motherfucking war. I don't like guns. I do not like guns. The bigger the gun, the more I fucking hate it. So you know how I feel about nukes. I'm just laying that out there for motherfuckers. All right? There. Now, so having said that, the only person that I agree with on their war footing, on their war stance, on their anti-war stance, is Tulsi Gabbard. I ain't really heard nobody else talk about shrinking the military. I ain't heard nobody else talk about getting out of these wars. I ain't heard nobody else talk about stopping this fucking violence and reining in these crazy-ass cops. I ain't heard nobody else, not really, they'll say police reform, but they won't say rein in these crazy-ass cops. They won't say hold these motherfuckers accountable. They won't say shit like that because, you know, they scared they're going to alienate their white base because, you know, white people is afraid of black people and they feel like the cops is what separate them from us. But that's another story, too. You dig me? So that's it for now, y'all. But Joe Biden is out there talking like he want to be president. Fuck Joe Biden and everybody who think like Joe Biden. Anyway, that's it for now, y'all. TC, and I'm out.